Clashes erupt between students and police on campuses across the country. The ANC slams the SABC board's appointment of Claudi Motsoeneng as head of corporate affairs, branding the move unlawful.
And in your sports news, the troubled Springboks hope home ground advantage will boost them, or give them a boost rather, against Australia.
Hello and welcome to it. You're watching eNews Direct. I'm Duduzile Ramela.
And I'm Sandy Dagangose. Good evening.
To comment on any of our stories, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook. That's at eNews Direct.
And tonight our hashtags are SABC and fees must fall.
But first, violence has erupted between students and police at Rhodes University in the Eastern Cape. It's understood the university's vice-chancellor told students that classes would resume this morning. However, police were called in after classes were disrupted again. The following video was posted online. Please note, it contains graphic visuals.
Go! Don't touch me! Shut no one go! Free education, that's what we want in South Africa. That is what they promised us as the ANC in 1994. Hey! Put that rock down! Put that rock down!
Did you see the bottles and the rocks in their hands? It's to protect you. They won't think twice to stone your cars and yourself. So if they're there, then you're safe.
Meanwhile, the University of Limpopo is the latest to shut its doors indefinitely after no free protests at the Makweng campus turned violent. Some students were injured during scuffles with police and university security last night. Several arrests have been made.
Smoke rises from the University of Limpopo and the sound of rubber bullets rings out from the campus. The fees must fall protest gathered momentum here on Monday. The following evening, protesters claim they were attacked by campus security. Angry students went on the rampage, allegedly torching university residences and looting dorms.
There were some altercations that took place between the students and the campus security personnel. And apparently some rubber bullets were fired by the security people. But we haven't received any information regarding injuries or any fatalities as the police. So we managed to arrest 6 students and 3 have since been released. We are going to take the 3 that are remaining to court.
Skirmishes continued between police and students throughout the day before university authorities called off all academic activities. They've also demanded that students vacate campus residences.
No-fee protests have spread across campuses at universities in South Africa in the past 2 weeks. Academic activities at WITS, DUT, UJ, UCT and UKZN have all been affected. The University of Limpopo now joins the call for free and quality tertiary education, saying it's now or never.
It's not like these students were asking for alcohol. We're not asking for alcohol or drugs. We're asking for basic free education. It's a necessity.
It's unclear when classes will resume. Many students have returned home, some as far afield as in Mpumalanga and the Eastern Cape. Nicolaus Bauer, Turfloop, Limpopo.
And over at the Durban University of Technology, students have confronted university management and financial aid officials during a scheduled meeting to address their grievances. They are protesting over fees and particularly financial aid applications. Classes were suspended this week, but the university is expected to reopen tomorrow.
These students are here to demand answers from education authorities. The group from the Durban University of Technology wants full financial aid for about 4,000 students. A meeting to discuss the matter is underway inside this venue. But they want answers from the Higher Education Minister himself.
The minister is not here. I am Mabizela from the Department of Higher Education and Training.
We saw plate. Give us plate.
Yeah.
Give us plate.
The Student Representative Council president unsuccessfully tries to explain the progress made.
The issue of those students, the 4,000 students we are talking about, those students are going to be paid for. They are actually NASFA students. Immediately, when the department gets money, those students are going to go.
Unhappy with the feedback, the protesters leave, but some redirect their anger towards police. Officers give chase, leading to a standoff. The students eventually disperse, but some have vowed to prevent DUT reopening. THIS, Durban.
And the University of Cape Town's Vice-Chancellor Max Price says suspending the academic year will have far-reaching implications for students and the economy. The campus has been closed since last week after ongoing protests over fees turned violent. Protesters say they are keen to go to classes but want all their demands met.
As the crises at South African universities deepen, it's time for tough decisions to be made. At the University of Cape Town, classes have been suspended since last week. It's scheduled to reopen next week. If it doesn't happen, there's not enough time to complete the academic year, and the university could be closed for the rest of the year.
It's the students who are indebted, the students who have job promises or contracts with the people who've given them bursaries. Those are the students who will suffer most if we haven't finished the academic year.
Price says government needs to make a clear commitment in addressing student fee issues when Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan tables his medium-term budget in Parliament next month.
The Vice-Chancellors will have to discuss tomorrow whether we think that bringing any more money into the system in an interim budget could make any difference. My reading of the current protest is that it's a call for free education, and it's a call for free education now, and it's a free education for everyone. I think that would be a regressive anti-poor policy.
Student groups say they want the university to stay open, but without the presence of security and with an answer to their demands on the table.
We are not against institutions opening. We want that to happen. We want to sit down with Max Price. We want to sit down with all of the vice-chancellors across this country and engage on the issues we are raising. Sit down with the state and engage on the issues we are raising. We are not against institutions opening, but we are saying when they open, they must speak to the lived experiences of black people in this country.
Students say they're concerned with the increased security at UCT, a necessary inconvenience, Price says, to keep the university's property, staff and students safe. Lester Kivett, Cape Town.
The ANC wants Hlaudi Motsoeneng's appointment overturned. The party also wants Parliament to probe the board's fitness to hold office. Party Chief Whip Jackson Mthembu today called on the board to meet immediately and nullify Motsoeneng's appointment as head of corporate affairs.
If the SABC board and management thought they had the final say on Hlaudi Motsoeneng, they have another thing coming.
The decision to respond to reappoint the former COO is in complete violation of the judgment of both the High Court and the Supreme Court of Appeal. And it points to a management that has no respect for the rule of law.
It's long been suggested Motswaneng's prolonged stay at the SABC is because he does the ANC's bidding. This the party rejects out of hand.
The ANC has not deployed Hlaudi Motswaneng. But be that as it may, there are many other people that the ANC Deployment Committee might not have deployed, but many people will do a wonderful job. I can't say the same about him.
How the SABC board responds to Mthembu's comments will be interesting. Till now, the broadcaster has been dismissive of what it sees as external interference.
Lucky enough, as an organization, especially the current EXCO, we are very cognizant of the PFMA's requirements. So we hear these things, but we don't take them very seriously.
The question now, will Mthembu's words have any impact on the broadcaster this time round? In July, Mthembu, as ANC Communications Chair, summoned Communications Minister Faith Muthambi to Luthuli House to account for events at the SABC. His authority appears to have been ignored. Thulasizwe Semelane, Johannesburg.
Further afield, Taiwan has begun cleaning up and repairing damage a day after Typhoon Maggie brought heavy winds and rainfall to the capital, Taipei. At least 4 people died and hundreds were injured on Tuesday. Typhoon Maggie is the 3rd typhoon to hit Taiwan this month. And South African-born space entrepreneur Elon Musk has outlined bold plans to send humans to Mars in 8 years' time. NASA is supporting SpaceX's first mission to Mars, which is expected to be launched in 2018. SpaceX plans to send an unmanned capsule called Red Dragon to the surface of the planet to test descent, entry and landing systems. Sandile, the Right to Know campaign is calling on corporates to help in the fight for change at the SABC. The activists want businesses to stop advertising on SABC platforms until action is taken to deal with the troubled public broadcaster. They handed over a memorandum of demands to FNB and SAB Miller. They want former COO Hlaudi Motswaneng out. And Labour Federation COSATU is calling for a boycott of new self-service till points being piloted by Pick and Pay. It fears that the self-help service tills could lead to job losses, rather. The new tills are being tested at the retailer's Observatory store in Cape Town. Pick and Pay insists, however, the move will not lead to job losses. If you've missed any of the stories we're tracking for you, you can, of course, check us out on Twitter and Facebook. That's at eNewsDirect, or you can head on over to our website. That's eNCA.com/direct. Your business news as well as your weather after this. Do stay with us. AB InBev's takeover of SAB Miller is official. Today, shareholders of both companies approved the mega deal. It's expected to create the first truly global brewer. The 867 billion rand deal will see AB InBev inject R1 billion worth of development funding into the country. SAB Miller employees will keep their jobs for the next 5 years. They will also get a payout from SAB's Zenzele share scheme when the deal goes through. And with that, let's see how the markets perform today. Let's check in with the Weather Centre. Here's Candace.
Thursday morning starts off with some fog over parts of the northeastern and eastern interior, as well as a very slight chance of morning drizzle in the southwest. It'll be a fine and mild to warm day across the interior, with some rainfall still in the forecast over the northern part of KwaZulu-Natal, and we're expecting thundershowers in the northeast, with a possibility of evening rain along the east coast. Maximum temperatures will peak in the low and middle 20s for KwaZulu-Natal, with rainfall still expected over the northern part of the province, and Port Shepstone can expect evening rain with a high of 23 degrees. You'll see a sunny and dry day throughout the Eastern Cape with a mild Thursday afternoon, 21 for Port Elizabeth and Elliot. Still quite cool along the Western Cape coastline with a slight possibility of early morning drizzle for Cape Town at 19 degrees, but with a mild forecast as we head further inland. Sunny and dry throughout the Northern Cape, Uppington at 28, Sutherland 10 degrees below that at 18 degrees with a minimum of -3. You'll see a bit of cloud over the eastern part of the province, as well as the northern and eastern part of the Free State, where we can expect a mild to warm afternoon. Mostly sunny and warm as we head towards the northwest, with highs in the upper 20s. We're forecasting some morning fog along the northeastern escarpment, overcast with rainfall for Zanin at 22, with thundershowers throughout Limpopo and Mpumalanga, 20 degrees for Bombela, with a mild day as we head towards Mpumalanga Highveld, 23 for Emalahleni. Isolated thundershowers are forecast for most of Gauteng, 26 degrees for Johannesburg, Vereniging matching that daytime high, but with a partly cloudy and dry day, Pretoria at 28 degrees. On Friday, we're expecting cloudy, wet and cooler weather along the east coast, with thundershowers in the northeast and quite a bit of cloud along South Africa's coastline. It'll be a similar day on Saturday, with most of the rainfall over KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga and Limpopo. That's all from the Weather Centre for now. Have a great night.
Thank you, Candice. After the break, Britney Spears marks her return and the remake of The Magnificent Seven tops the box office. From the Apple Music Festival to movies.
Yep, here's a look at your entertainment news making headlines around the world.
Britney Spears is in London for the Apple Music Festival in what some have dubbed her comeback tour. The singer is among 10 headline acts, including Elton John, Alicia Keys and Calvin Harris, who will be performing on stages across London. The remake of the 1960 American Western movie The Magnificent Seven has grabbed the top spot at the box office this week. Other movies to look forward to are the romantic comedy Bridget Jones's Baby.
This is Mark. Lovely. You're our second same-sex couple today.
And 3D computer animated adventure comedy Storks, starring Andy Samberg. Critics have described Storks as a heartwarming tale of friendship and family. And it's been confirmed that Late Late Show host James Corden will voice Peter Rabbit in the big screen adaptation of the children's classic tale by English writer, illustrator, and natural scientist Beatrix Potter. The movie is of course based on the series of books penned by Potter in the 1900s, which are celebrating their 150th anniversary this year.
A reminder of the day's top stories before we say goodbye. Clashes erupt between students and police on campuses across the country. The ANC slams the SABC board's appointment of Hlaudi Motsoeneng as head of corporate affairs, branding the move unlawful. And that's a wrap from the eNews Direct team.
It is. We're back same time tomorrow. Still on the way, Rhythm City.
We do love to hear from you. You can send us an email to enewsdirect@etv.co.za.
Or, of course, you can just chat to us on Twitter and Facebook, and our handle is @eNewsDirect.
Until tomorrow night, have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.